Hello, folks. The Celtic Nerd here, bringing you another nerdy video, and oh my fucking god, I've had such a bad day. I tried to do some things to get the mod that is supposed to make a bugged quest, completable, and yeah, it fucked up my saves, and I've had to spend the last several hours fixing my saves because I lost access to my saved game. But we've got access back, and we're now in Skyhold. We're going to spend some time exploring. Unfortunately, we did fast travel because I wanted to test out to see if the mod worked. So there are like a lot of things are sort of like cleaned up, unfortunately, so we don't have the place being as disheveled as it initially was, but we're still going to explore. So we're going to pop to the Undercroft. Alright, so here we are. We finally have a storage place so we can put some of our unique items in, so that's going to be super useful. Like, let's see, what level are we again? We're level 14, so we're still a good bit away from using some of these items. So we're just going to deposit them. There we go. We'll hold on to these for a little bit. So yeah, here we go. We found the blacksmith. Special shipments. Oh yeah, now this is where we get some special weapons and whatnot. Now, oh, they're just schematics. Yeah, so everything's coming up as brand new. So there we go. Yeah, there we go. So let's take a look at some of these things here. I think these are still some of our, like, this is still our highest thing with 29. Oh, we got some armor rating. Okay, not really. I don't want to really craft that. I wouldn't. But 29 is still our highest. Okay, that's good. Helm of the Inquisitor 28. I might craft that. Oh, see, I know I like that. I like hoods. I'm always a sucker for a hood. 22 rating. 22. Or now 28. So yeah, we have a 28. So I probably will go with the Helm of the Inquisitor just because, like, yeah. Let's see. This is what we're currently wearing, the 146. We got a 136 here with the light armor of the dragon. So yeah. And then obviously we have extra bits. I think the dragon armor can be modified with extra slots. So I might have to take a look at that. Let's check out the rogue stuff. So we'll switch to Varric. Here's our go-to rogue. He's loading in. It's per 170A, 167. $145. I like this look for him, so I might craft this per your hunter look for the 156, or I could just go with the Carta coat. And then our usual guy is Iron Bull. We know he can't wear the Dalish armor, so we have this Vanguard armor. 167, 179. We have 155. So yeah, the armor of the dragon, armor of the dragon looks like it's always the same, regardless. So that's interesting. But there is supposed to be a special weapons for mages that you can actually craft. There's stuff Dragon 62. Significantly worse than these staffs. The only problem with these staffs is you can't really add anything to them. So that's always a bit of an issue. But I think with the staff of the dragon, I think we can add stuff to it. But there is supposed to be a special staff that you can make. There we go. Oh no, that's not it. Trying to remember what it is. We have Skyhold customization. Eldry. Decor. Dragon Throne. And then Windows. Let's go Inquisition. So there we go. Our usual upgrade station.
How's this place shaping up as a forge? Better than Haven ever could be. Not the way I wanted an upgrade. But ever forward. Got it all up and running. The basics, like always. There's space here for, I don't know what. This place was built for something big. There'll be a job to fill it. Have you any thoughts about the people we lost at Haven? Shame about a dark. Experience like that, you can't just find. The rest of us go on. It's what we have to do. You gave us the chance. Thanks for that. I'll be back later. I'll be here.
Oh yeah, we can now tint our armor. So if you don't like... This was actually a feature that many people actually requested. Because a lot of people weren't a fan of, like... Some items don't have... Okay, yeah, no, not that. Not that bit. That's the interior. But the actual coat. There we go. Now, looking if it only requires one material to tint. But because I'm relying on leather... See, now I'm at to messing up by going into it. by accidentally pressing the directional button. Bear hide might looks nice, but I like my dark colors. But I don't have anything, so. But anyway, this is the forge area. So again, this whole video is just going to be dedicated to us talking to our companions and exploring the hold. So this is our personal quarters. Templar iconography, interesting. I'm detecting something. Oh, that is a nice view. I think this is the back of the castle. Yeah, so like I said in the previous video, folks, this place is quite defensible. It looks like, because everything is sloping down, but then there's like, you have to then, okay, actually it's not as defensible, there's this access point here. But none that an army could easily march along, like, you know, so that's pretty decent. So not as defensible as I thought, but still defensible. Now, we got a ladder here. Ooh, a cool mural. I don't see the reason for this here, but okay. We have this. Oh, we can upgrade our place. For our casual, we're... This is not bad. Then we have formal wear. The Winter Palace. Okay, yeah, no. Doesn't really suit my character, being the fact that he's from... There we go. This suits my character a bit more. Like, something a bit more practical, being Dalish. And then we also have armor. Let's go with the outerwear. Nice watch. That way is semi-practical. Alright, that's it. What happens if I just jumped from here? Okay, the game won't let me. And again, I like how we can see that the place is still being, you know, repaired and whatnot. So, I think it would be good if they had, like, NPCs wandering around. Like, and you could hear the construction going on. But so far, that's not the case. We have... Okay, there's a letter here. Can't really interact with... Oh, there we go. So this is where Josephine's going to be.
I've made some inquiries into the Imperial Court. The sooner we deal with the threats to the Empress, the better. The political situation in the Empire is dangerously unstable. It will complicate matters.
Everything in the Empire complicates matters. It's the Orlesian national pastime.
Turn your nose up at the grand game if you like, Commander, but we play for the highest stakes and to the death. The court's disapproval can be as great a threat as the Venator. We must be vigilant to avert disaster.
Don't worry, Josephine. We'll protect the Empress no matter what.
I pray. vision of the future comes to pass. The death of the Empress heralds the destruction of Evi. Orle holds the Vitor at bay. All of Thedas could be lost if the Empire falls to her use. Selene is holding peace talks under the auspices of a grand masquerade. Every power in Orle will be there. It's the perfect place for an assassin to hide.
The Grand Masquerade. I need to go shopping.
I'll arrange for an invitation at your discretion.
Alright. And this is the war room. Again, we're checking out everything inside. Whoa! Okay, we got... This thing has expanded quite a lot. Like, that's... Oh boy, this is...
To arrange what we discussed earlier, Ambassador.
I found the money. The Inquisition will compensate the families of those lost at Haven.
Thank you.
There's a good bit of stuff in Orlais, but look at Ferelden, folks. Oh, this is an important one.
Inquisitor,
That is very important that we get that done. I want my specializations. Gather coin, memorial for Haven, Dorian's request. Marshall Burn. Acquire the anarchist. Protect Clan Livian. Strike a bargain with the merchant princes. Shadows over Denerim. Conscripts for the Hinterland resources, Valamire resources.
I suppose not. Haven was tried.
Like, this is a lot, folks. We'll tackle them at some point. But dear God. Whew. That's a lot. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is the specialists. Still some construction. Again, we're going like, you know, in and out. So we actually are going to go back to Josephine and talk to her. Again, folks, we're going to we'll do that.
I was just inspecting our new headquarters. Foundation plans, nesting animals, and miles from any centers of civilization. The staff must make it presentable if we are to receive any visitors to the station.
I'm actually going to mute the mic, folks, while we're going through all this.
Everyone got precisely what they were.
No, I just noticed OBS is not catching the audio.
They need to feel safe.
Oh my God, I cannot believe that. You guys have been relying on fucking subtitles. One sec, folks. I'm going to try and fix it real quick now. Dragon Age Inquisition. No, don't lower the volume. There you go. Output device. My usual telly. There we go. Okay, these are getting audio now, folks. I'm so sorry about that. You didn't miss much except for Josephine expressing fears of the Empress being assassinated. Then Cullen came in and talked. She also talked about how how the nobles of Orlais can complicate things because it's a whole thing. She talked about how Orlais also keeps the Winter Imperium at bay, and if Orlais was to fall, the Winter Imperium and Corpheus can, come straight in. We talked to the blacksmith. He talked about how he grabbed his family's hammer. He regrets the loss of Adan, and he does regret that he got a big upgrade in terms of as a facility for his forge, as the way he got it, through Haven being basically destroyed. But he is happy to work in it. So that's pretty much what you guys missed. As I said, I'm going to mute my mic, and we're going to just work our way out, and we'll get all dialogues and whatnot that we can currently get in Skyhold done.
Do you not feel safe here?
I've had difficulty forgetting Corypheus's attack on Haven. Do you know who first leapt to arms? Our workers. They were so proud of our cause. Corypheus simply cut them down. So much screaming after that first blast of fire. So many people turned to ash.
We lost far too many good people to that monster.
I'm sure they'll find rest with the Maker. Well, before I return to my duties, allow me to congratulate you on your appointment as Inquisitor, my lord. I will now bring diplomatic issues to your attention, and I'm more than happy to help with any situations that arise.
I'm loath to part from such pleasant company. Would you care to walk the castle with me?
Oh, well, a tour then? Let me fetch the steward.
That isn't precisely what I was hoping for.
Well, do let me know if you change your mind. Now I must find someone to prepare the guest quarters. Inquisitor, is it true? Is the mark on your hand magic cast by Corypheus?
Corypheus claimed it's a spell gone wrong.
I wanted to think it was a blessing. A sign the Maker was returning to his creation. How credulous of me.
The Maker hasn't shown himself for some time. There's no reason he'd start now.
Perhaps you're right. Does it hurt? The anchor, that is.
It's not pain. It's more like my nerves go on fire.
It sounds most unpleasant. A situation requires your attention, Inquisitor. Noble Chantry loyalists in the city of Jadar are spreading accusations that you're responsible for the Divine's death. They're unusually organized. I recommend we send people to Jadar to deal with the matter.
Will anyone even believe me if I claim I didn't kill the Divine?
Perhaps if they learn about your heroics. We should emphasize how you stopped the breach devouring the sky. Even in Jadar, it may win you a few admirers.
What does the nobility gain by saying I murdered Justinia?
A scapegoat to begin with, but I wonder if the Grand Clerics are at work. Those immediately eligible to be divine died at the Conclave. The ones remaining were not as favored. They may look upon you as a rival for influence.
Let's send some ambassadors to convince Jadar I'm not a monster in disguise.
Excellent. I believe there is much to be gained by winning them over. What may I do for you?
What exactly does your job entail?
I meet with ambassadors from various factions and countries, and cement alliances with them. We are a young cause. Diplomacy is essential to our credibility.
Tell me how you came to work for the Inquisition again.
I'd been considered... There's such unrest in there. It's to everyone's benefit if we prevent the Mage-Templar conflict from spreading further.
So was it the prospect of stability that drew you here?
The full impact of the Mage Rebellion has yet to be felt, and that was before the death of the Divine. The violence must be curbed before we see it turn to full-scale war.
I can only imagine the bloodshed if it escalates further.
I'm afraid history holds many examples of what will happen if it does.
What do the people make of us?
We've gathered many favors among the nobility. They will be gently reminded of this.
Any visiting dignitaries I should watch out for?
You may see the Countess Lutetia in the halls. A lovely woman, but her conversations tend towards the unusual. She's the patron of Orlay's greatest naturalists. The Countess's particular passion is collecting butterflies.
That doesn't sound unusual.
She goes into great detail about preserving them. It seems to involve large amounts of chemicals and pins. Good day to you.
What do the people make of us?
We've gathered many favors among the nobility. They will be gently reminded of this.
Any thoughts on the...
Who did you mean? We'll speak later then.
Greetings, Inquisitor. That is your title now, yes? I should thank you. The way things ended in Redcliffe, you could have demanded anything you wished. Yet you chose to make us equal partners. I was not expecting that.
You rebelled for good reason.
I knew you, of all people, would understand. I've been a Grey Warden, Grand Enchanter, leader of a rebellion, and now I am none of those things. Odd where fate takes you, as you're no doubt well aware.
You were once a Grey Warden.
Mine is an unusual circumstance, Inquisitor. Normally one is part of the Order until death, but long ago I found myself stripped of what made me a Warden. They tried to reinitiate me, but nothing worked. Nor could they figure out how it happened. So I was sent to the Circle of Magi, the first Warden ever to be kicked out. Quite the achievement.
You sound happy about it.
Becoming a Warden seemed like a dream when I was first conscripted. Towards the end, however, my brothers and sisters, they felt I had somehow cheated death. I was glad to leave. It also made me unique in the Circle. I had an opportunity to do more than I ever could as a Warden.
You mean you began the Mage Rebellion?
I pushed for our vote to free the Circles of Magi. But I cannot claim sole responsibility for what followed. Still, despite all the chaos, I would do it again. What happened had to happen.
You're not still the Grand Enchanter, then?
Any claim I had to the title ended along with the Circles of Magi, although some still call me by it. Perhaps the Circles will one day be resurrected. If so, another will take the position. Until that time, I lead my fellow mages by default. I will do what I can for them.
You believe they'll recreate the Circle of Magi after all this?
It depends on who the next divine is, and what she offers. We can't go back to the way things were. But endless warfare benefits no one. That is why I agreed to Justinia's conclave. There must be another solution.
I've been meaning to ask, how exactly did the Venatori take control in Redcliffe?
Mages constantly found their way to us while we were there. Stragglers, most of them strangers. I had no way of knowing some were actually Tevinter. They spread whispers, encouraged talk of an alliance, and we were desperate. I'm not proud of our choice. but we were certain Templars were coming. It could have ended far worse.
I trust everything is well with the mages.
We're mostly relieved. An alliance with the Inquisition offers security, although who knows for how long.
I'll leave you to it.
Before you go, Inquisitor, a question. In Redcliffe, after we left, did you perhaps speak with King Alistair? Considering who you are?
He wasn't in the mood to talk.
It's just that I knew his father, Marek, back when I was a warden.
You want me to smooth things over with him? Introduce you?
No, it's too late for that. I only wanted to know if he was happy. His father had such hopes for him. Don't mind me, Inquisitor. The concerns of an old woman. Nothing more.
Brilliant, isn't it? One moment you're trying to restore order in a world gone mad. That should be enough for anyone to handle, yes? Then, out of nowhere, an archdemon appears and kicks you in the head. What? You thought this would be easy? No, I was just hoping you wouldn't crush our village like an anthill. Sorry about that. Archdemons like to crush, you know. Can't be helped. Am I speaking too quickly for you?
You don't need to worry about me. I can keep up.
Yes, I noticed that.
Did you now?
Certainly. If you were a slack-jawed yokel, you'd already be dead. I always assumed the Elder One behind the Venatori was a Magister. But this is something else completely. In Tevinter, they say the Chantry's tales of Magisters starting the Blight are just that. Tales. But here we are. One of those very Magisters. A dark spawn.
Who does the Imperium say started the Blight?
You know how it is. Not us. They say Darkspawn were always there. Magisters and the Blight aren't even related. Is that a surprise? No one wants to admit they shit the bed. But if Corypheus is one of the Magisters who entered the Black City and he's Darkspawn, what other explanation is there?
We only know what Corypheus claims to be.
True. He might be a convincing liar, or delusional, or insane. But how many delusional maniacs are going to have that knowledge? He broke open the Fade. I knew what I was taught couldn't be the whole truth, but I assumed there had to be a kernel of it, somewhere. But no. It was us all along. We destroyed the world.
You didn't do anything. Those men did. 1,000 years ago.
True, except that one of them is up and walking around right now. Not to mention I have idiot countrymen who would happily follow him down that path again. No one will thank me, whatever happens. No one will thank you either. You know that, yes?
That's not why I'm doing this.
I knew there was something clever about you. All I know is this. Corypheus needs to be stopped. Men like him ruined my homeland. I won't stand by and let him ruin the world. Oh, and congratulations on that whole leading the Inquisition thing, by the way. What's on your mind?
I'd like to ask you about
Popular topic. Anything specific?
Corypheus is a figure out of Tevinter history. He was a Magister.
Yes, but that was a different time. The Imperium's power was at its peak then. The Civil War had ended, the Magisterium was united, its armies scooping up bits of Thedas like candy. The Magisters who entered the Black City, It was a demonstration of how exceptional Tevinter had become.
But who were they?
No one knows. There's no record of a Magister named Corypheus. All this happened 1400 years ago, before the Blight nearly wiped us out. There are no records. Today, people half believe it's all just a story. That's what I believed.
We have evidence the story is very much real.
But not who Corypheus is. If he even remembers. There used to be families who claimed some of those Magisters as their own. That stopped when the Chantry appeared. Then it was shameful, and the families distanced themselves from the tale. All we know is that some men and women entered the Black City looking for the old gods. What did they find? According to Corypheus, nothing. And only he could tell us more.
That's all I wanted to know.
Fair enough.
I should go.
You know where I'll be.
Ooh, Inquisitor, greetings. I was recently appointed by Sister Liliana to keep her books in order. I'm so pleased to be here, helping out in my small way. Well, I should get back to work. One day I'm going to read all these books. One day, when I have time.
Greetings to you, Inquisitor. I am to serve as assistant to any research concerns. You'll find my skills are exceptional. I hope they prove useful.
You're taking over the duties of Minave.
Yes. She said she was needed elsewhere and that I should serve the Inquisition to the best of my ability.
What is she doing?
I wasn't told.
You were made tranquil.
Yes, I am tranquil. It was necessary due to a willful nature that made wielding magic a dangerous endeavor. I remember that being a difficult time, but I cannot remember why. My skills are well used in my current position.
How can you serve the Inquisition?
I am to aid in the research of all creatures encountered in your efforts as leader of the Inquisition.
What makes you particularly qualified?
I remember being fond of animals. I don't remember why.
What is your evaluation of how we're doing?
Adequate, based on a partial improvements to Skyhold.
As you were.
Yes, Inquisitor. I'm sorry.
So am I.
The names of those we lost. You must blame me for this.
We all saw who attacked us. We know exactly who to blame.
I keep wondering if I could have done something different. When the first of my lookouts went missing, I pulled the rest back, awaiting more information. If they'd stayed in the field, they could have bought us more time. I was afraid to lose my agents. And instead, we lost Haven.
More likely they would have stayed out there, died, and we would have lost Haven anyway.
You don't know that. Their lives could have bought Haven a small chance. My people know their duty. They know the risks. They understand that the Inquisition may call upon them to give their lives.
Our people aren't tools to be used and discarded. Your instincts were right. Their lives matter.
Can we afford such sentimentality? What if Corypheus...
We are better than Corypheus.
At your service, my lord.
The Divine's death hit you hard. How have you been feeling?
Oh, you are referring to my outburst in the Haven. I am much better now. Justinia was such a dear friend, and there were so many things going wrong.
Sometimes it's best to talk these things out.
I was there when the hero Ferelden defeated the Archdemon. We won the day, and I thought the Makers smiled on me. When the Divine requested my help, I went to her. I owed her that much. I sacrificed so much to do the Maker's work. But now, Justinia is dead. I was angry. I felt betrayed. But I shouldn't have let my emotions get the better of me. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. You were grieving and upset. I understand.
Thank you. Now enough of this. Let us think more pleasant thoughts.
Anything I should know?
It seems that the Orlesian army is awaiting our next move. Some of the generals are sympathetic to our cause, others are still suspicious. Our actions are under a great deal of scrutiny.
I'll leave you.
Honored, Inquisitor. Gotzi Sturhold. Did my part on the walls. Now I'm on this strange collection you've brought us. Don't know its worth to the fight exactly, but it's good workmanship.
Do you have insight into the stories these tiles are supposed to depict?
Tell you what, you finish one, and I'll write it up. Who better, right? A good dwarven perspective.
Any ideas about the origins of these reliefs?
Tevinter, early. It's in the tool marks, the grain. That's hard dust mined from the 100 Pillars, if I know anything. Oh, I suppose the scene is probably full of Tevinter robes, too.
The 100 Pillars?
Damnedest things. Massive spires that aren't stone. It's like a mortar. Don't know more than that. Strong, though.
Where did you learn your skills?
Orzammar. Carved a few statues in my day. And before you ask, yes, I chose to leave. I carved a paragon who turned out to be a sodding madwoman. Couldn't stand looking at it. The memory of a dwarf, right?
Another time.
Best of the vein, Inquisitor.
Fertile ground even here.
This hold has everything.
Inquisitor, Elan Vemal. Honored to represent the College of Herbalists and offer my services as apothecary. I intend to carry on the work of my esteemed colleague, Adan. He thought highly of you. You will be missed.
He didn't seem all that friendly toward me.
A sign of his respect. Smiles are saved for fools, so they leave quickly. All the mundane needs of Skyhold will be well tended. If you note anything special, let me know. I'm here to serve the cause we must. Your worship,
What is your evaluation of our supplies?
we are well supplied, and I foresee only better to come.
Are there others who could come to Skyhold?
They are helping now. I have contacted many of our finest, and their influence is not inconsequential. They are not, shall we say, prone to take the field, but we will be well supplied.
Where did you receive your training?
I studied with Adan after he left the service of the King of Ferelden. Well, when the king was no longer there to serve. Our College of Associates tends to meet informally. I've since been fortunate enough to serve various heads of state. They are all as good as another, truth be told. My skills and contacts are better suited to more imminent need.
I take it you're a city elf, not Dalish.
It's not a useful identifier. I am an elf. I was raised away from the Dalish. No, I do not know their customs. I'm sure that much was immediately obvious. It's of little concern. I have skill enough to be evaluated by what I can do. My associates appreciate my work.
As you were.
Of course, Inquisitor.
Thank you for Haven. Less so for Redcliffe, but I am committed to serve your worship.
What was this place? So much room for whatever was here.
Hello.
I need to know more about Corypheus.
We spoke of this on our travels to Skyhold. What more can I tell you? Cassandra and Varric seem more familiar with their adversary.
Oh, I'll take advice from just about anyone right now.
I'm flattered. I claim no secret wisdom, but I will guess as best I can.
I'd like to know more about the orb he carries.
As I said, that must be the means by which he created the breach. I suspect the blast that destroyed the Conclave was more accident than anything. The result of unlocking power that had sought release for ages. What I cannot understand is how he managed to survive such an explosion.
You said that you believe the orb is elven.
I never would have believed a Devinter mage could unlock such a powerful relic. It clearly enhances his abilities, giving him access to power he should never have known.
Like the power to control the Archdemon.
Indirectly, one assumes. Nothing in any law connects my people to the old god dragons who became archdemons.
What do you think Corypheus will do next?
You shamed him when you destroyed Haven. Spoiled his glorious victory. It would be worse to acknowledge that you had done so. He must continue on his course or show weakness. He will return to his plans to throw Orlais into chaos, and then conquer it for Devinter.
You're sure that's what he'll do?
As certain as is possible. Assuming I can plausibly predict a man who seeks to rise to godhood.
And can you?
The key is understanding this. No real god need prove himself. Anyone who tries is mad or lying. His deception will undo him, as it has done countless fools before.
What can you tell me about the source of Corypheus's power?
According to the law, the ancient Magistars of Devinter received guidance from the old gods. Corypheus commands a false archdemon, a corrupted old god. This suggests he no longer sees himself as their minion. Some of his unique power comes from the corruption of the Blight. The rest may come from the orb he carries.
I'm interested in what you told me of yourself and your studies. If you have time, I'd like to hear more.
You continue to surprise me. All right, let us talk. Preferably somewhere more interesting than this.
Why here?
Haven is familiar. It will always be important to you.
We talked about that already.
I sat beside you while you slept, studying the anchor.
I'm glad someone was watching over me.
You were a mystery. You still are. I ran every test I could imagine. Searched the Fade, yet found nothing. Cassandra suspected duplicity. She threatened to have me executed as an apostate if I didn't produce results.
I would never have agreed to that.
You were in no position to argue. You were never going to wake up? How could you? A mortal sent physically through the Fade. I was frustrated, frightened. The spirits I might have consulted had been driven away by the breach. Although I wished to help, I had no faith in Cassandra, or she in me. I was ready to flee.
But you stayed.
I did. I told myself, one more attempt to seal the rifts. I tried and failed. No ordinary magic would affect them. I watched the rifts expand and grow, resigned myself to flee, and then... It seems you hold the key to our salvation. You had sealed it with a gesture. And right then, I felt the whole world change.
For all our sakes, I'm pleased that you stuck around.
As am I. You have fractured rules of man and nature, and you will shatter more before you are done. Visiting me here, even as a mage, it should not have been so easy for you.
What do you mean?
Where do you think we were?
This isn't real.
That's a matter of debate. Probably best discussed after you wake up. Sleep well?
I've never done anything like that before. Do you regularly talk to people in dreams?
No. Consider that one more rule you have effortlessly broken in your rise to power. I had no idea that the anchor would allow you to dream with such focus. It is truly remarkable. But I am reasonably certain we are awake now. And if you wish to discuss anything, I would enjoy talking.
I need to know more about
You shamed him when you destroyed Haven. He will return to his plans to throw Olay into chaos.
I'd like to hear more about what you saw in your...
I would be happy to share it with you.
Tell me about the old ruins you explored.
I found the ruin of Barandur, a lost Tevinter city buried deep beneath a dead and barren wasteland. Volcanic ash had sealed it tight. In one dark moment, every living creature in the city seared and smothered. They were statues in the ashes, like a mold made to recall the lost.
Tell me about a spirit you encountered.
I met a friendly spirit who observed the dreams of village girls as love first blossomed in their adolescence. With subtlety, she steered them all to village boys with gentle hearts, who would return their love with gentle kindness. The matchmaker, so I called her. That small village never knew its luck.
Tell me about the old memories you found in the Fade.
I saw a savage human horde go marching toward the battlefront. They sang a soldier's hymn to keep formation. Primal music shook the ground. These savage, unwashed warriors carried harmonies no chantry choir has mastered. Though their cause was all but hopeless, they sang songs that made the spirits weep.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Okay, folks. I'm gonna say we're gonna end this video here because we've explored everything of the inner keep. The next video, we're gonna then tackle the courtyard, like, you know, the exterior, you know. Because again, like, we're an hour in and there's still like all out here to explore. So we will slowly but surely tackle everything. I'm the Celtic Nerd, sign out. One name, one sky.